welcome to my long-awaited vlog, which was our trip to the US all the way back in December. Yes, it took this long for me to edit this vlog, but here we are getting ready to go to the airport. This was around 8 a.m. to catch our 11 a.m. flight going to Dallas. Yes, we went that early to, get through all the lines and just wait comfortably at the airport. So here we are, waiting comfortably at the airport. And first stop, Dallas. Here we are at Dallas. I think this was around 11 p.m., nearing midnight. It was Christmas time, so it was filled with Christmas lights. Fortunately, we didn't get to see much right when we arrived, but yeah. And here we are, first stop, NASA. Here we are at the NASA space station, which was amazing, although there were a few restrictions due to COVID, but the whole experience was fantastic otherwise. There's the famous NASA logo. I'm pretty sure all of you would recognize it. And yes, I couldn't really film much in the museum right when we entered because we were going through all that COVID security stuff, but here's the museum. It was pretty dark. The lighting was not camera friendly, so I couldn't film much, but here's some footage. So here we are in a shuttle for an outdoor tour of the NASA space station, which they had random cows flying around there as well. But here's the Saturn V, which was the actual space shuttle that went on mission to the moon. And here's the actual space shuttle. Yes, it's really big. After we went to NASA, we took a little short trip to the Kenmore Boardwalk. There wasn't much around. I know there should have been tables so you could eat and just hang out, but since it was COVID, it was pretty much empty. There was also not a lot of people. I don't know, also maybe it's Christmas time and not a lot of people hang around there. But here's a port as well. It had a really nice view. And here, it's just a cool bridge that I wanted to film. So, yeah. And we're heading back to Dallas because the NASA space station was in Houston. So here we are heading back to Dallas. We explored downtown Dallas, which had a lot of these really cool graphic art on the walls. We were gonna meet some family and have lunch, but unfortunately I did not film that part. Our family also took us to the 6th floor museum at Dealey Plaza, aka Texas School Book Depository, also known as where Kennedy was assassinated. If you can see, I'm zooming into that red X mark, which was the actual place where Kennedy was shot. Kind of disturbing, but then a lot of people were taking pictures. Also disturbing. But yeah, so that's why I'm filming that, because people called it an attraction. A few days later, we flew all the way to Port Charlotte, which is in Florida. And first thing we did was the airboat. So here is the view from the airboats. This was around New Year's. We just went there to spend New Year's with our family. So this was slow. I had a clip that the airboat was going fast, but then I lost that clip. But here it is. Anyways, so during the airboat there were alligators in that swamp. Don't worry, it was safe. Here's the alligator just hanging around. And then we went to, I believe this was the crocodile sanctuary, but they had other animals too. They had a white tiger and a lion. We spent a few days in Florida. We also went to a beach, but I did not film that part. But here's animals. So there you go. And since we're in Florida, we drove all the way to Orlando, which took about an hour, and we cannot miss out on Disneyland. Here is our first magical day at Disneyland. So they were actually celebrating their 50th anniversary when we got there, so we got pretty lucky. And even though it's COVID, there's this much people. Yes, but it was safe. We were wearing some masks. But yeah, there was just a lot of people because, you know, it was New Year's and everyone's on vacation. So here's Main Street USA and of course the magical Cinderella's castle. And when we got there, luckily enough, there was a parade going on for the 50th anniversary. Look, there's all the characters. After the little parade, of course, we had to walk through Cinderella's castle to take a few pictures, and as you can see, it was blazing hot in the middle of December. But of course, it's Florida. But we didn't mind the heat because look at the view. I mean, it's Cinderella's castle. Like, it's pretty magical. And here we, of course, went to Tomorrowland, which took us to a few rides inside. And let me tell you, they had the longest lines in there, I believe, because there was a ride where we waited for like 2 hours under the hot sun. But it was all worth it. Here's one ride though that I did not forget to film, which was the Little Mermaid ride. It's really cute. But yeah, I didn't film a lot of rides, but this one I did. So enjoy. Day in the heat, here is the Christmas show right before the fireworks. So we just kind of watched the show until around 7:30, I think it was that. And we did not stay here just because there was a lot of people sitting there and we were scared of COVID. So we took a different spot to watch the fireworks, and in a few minutes you'll see the amazing fireworks show. Here it is. Make a wish upon a star. The magic is here. It's here for you and me. Like a magical carpet ride. Travel to Wonderland. Just believe that you can. fireworks show was exclusive for the 50th anniversary. I believe it was the first time they were showing it. Also, it was Christmas, so it was a very special show. I think it only went on until January. But yeah, we were very lucky that we got to see it. It was amazing, by the way. It was very magical, I must say. The next day, we went bright and early at around 8 a.m. to Epcot. Here we are entering at Spaceship Earth, and here we are at quote-unquote London, but this is Epcot. We explored a bunch of countries. I saw Canada. I don't know if I approve, but it did not look like Canada, but the vibes were there. Here's a show in Japan as well. Basically we just walked around and took a bunch of pictures because all the views were so nice, and also we cannot miss out on rides. Here we are taking a boat to go to Hollywood Studios. Actually, funny story, we got off on the wrong stop and had to walk almost an hour, maybe half an hour, going to Hollywood Studios in the blazing heat. So I did not get a lot of footage of Hollywood Studios, unfortunately, although I had fun, and we did ride a bunch of stuff. Here's the Star Wars ride. We did go to the Star Wars section at Hollywood Studios. Unfortunately, I missed out on a bunch of rides because we only got a half day here, but the lines were very long and we did not have much time, and I also was very tired from the heat. And we did stay until night. We rode different stuff. Also wait, but here's the pictures since I didn't have much footage. Then next day, of course, can't miss out on Universal Orlando. And the infamous sign, of course, can't miss out on that. Of course, I took pictures. And here we are at the entrance, also decorated with Christmas decorations. Of course, it's still Christmas until like mid-January, I believe. And here's the Men in Black ride, which was a lot of fun as well. And we also went on different shows around Universal, so that was also fun. But here's one ride that I filmed. Actually, not the whole ride, just the entrance. And here's Marvel. I think I went on Spider-Man ride. The characters weren't out, but the place was still really nice. Here we are, entering Diagon Alley in Harry Potter World. Actually, there was two sides. This side was Diagon Alley, and then the other side was Hogsmeade. On the first day, we went to the Diagon Alley side, and me and my cousin rode the Gringotts ride. Of course, I didn't film that because it was a really high, intense ride. But here it is before the ride. I couldn't film the ride because it was very intense, as I said. But here we are. And here's a bunch of pictures because I couldn't film. There was a bunch of people. Also, I bought a wand from the wand shop. Also did not film Hogsmeade, apparently. So there's a picture. And at the end of the day, here's a parade for Christmas. Only exclusive for Christmas, I believe. So yeah. And if you could see the Jimmy Fallon ride on the side, we also rode that. It was really fun, by the way. But yeah. that takes us to almost the end of our trip. Oh no. But we did go to this really cool Japanese restaurant at around the end of our trip, which was really cool. I only had a few clips of that, so here it is. And also on our very last day we visited Disney Springs. I only got to film the end of the story because we didn't really have time to go around. So yeah, and that's it for today's vlog. I hope you guys had fun watching, and see you next time.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's not